Besides China, that you say you're working on an agreement with, or you have an agreement with, in terms of prosecution.
Yeah.
Which other countries do you have this kind of agreement with?
We're actually working also with some other African countries, because I also found out that there's too much movement in our borders. Nigeria, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, So we're actually dealing with Cameroon, but not in terms of manufacturing, because they don't do a lot of manufacturing in those areas. But products come in or go the other way. So we also need to work with them and have an understanding that if you find something, then we would also want to share the information you have. Indeed, I am currently the president of African standard bodies, and that gives us a better, because let me tell you, there's some weak countries around us, and they do not have standard bodies, not to talk of fighting substandard. So we need to also support them under the ECOWAS economic group. So East Africa, ECOWAS and others, we're working on those bases, but ultimately we need to harmonize and have one African standard.
The comments coming in here, and some of the viewers, one of the complaints is they can't go to the market and go to a shop and say, is your product fake?
Yes.
So how would the average consumer manage this situation now?
When the electronic product system starts working well, you would have the confidence to go to the market and pick any product.
In the interim, what should they do?
In the interim, unfortunately, there is not much to be done, except maybe there are some hotlines that you can call, and it could be SON, it could be CPC. There are lots of other agencies of government that are also involved in this. It's not just an SON. You can complain to anybody, depending on the nature of the product. It could be a pharmaceutical, NAFDAC, it could be electrical, it could be a telephone, you could also talk to NCC. So there are lots of regulatory bodies who also work on that same
We have
platform.
some complaints about some of what you just mentioned, and we will have to name those names because that's the way it's coming in so that all this can be corrected.
Yeah.
Paul Anyim says, I just got a substandard toner for my printer, and the quality of the print is so poor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't do anything. He didn't tell the name of the printer, of the toner.
We like it to be HP. It's so simple. HP is the biggest market shareholder in Nigeria. And I can tell you, over 70% of those inks that people sell are not from HP.
Over 70%?
Yes. If you observe, the HP started advertising and trying to make us consumers to do a code. Because every printer has, you can sell you 200 papers. You could print up to 200 units and all that. And then suddenly you buy a printer, you buy an ink. After 10 pages, it says it's gone and all that. So we're also working with some of the multinationals because we also have a solution we call SunPass. It's similar to what you have in the pharmaceutical industry. The brand owner puts a code on the product. And then when you buy the product, you can scratch off and send a text message, and within seconds you get a feedback that this is genuine product. So that is also going to come. Some have started, but we're going to launch it next month also. So we have to fight at all levels.
Fighting at all levels. Now, the clip we saw earlier.
Yes.
One of your man said this product has an SON tag on it.
Approved.
Approved.
Yes.
So that paints a picture of complicity on your organization.
No.
In terms of the fact there might be some people in your organization that have been corrupted.
No,
so how are you handling that?
No, it's not. Somebody goes abroad, gets a product made, and puts on it SON approved. And then it comes into Nigeria. And yet we do not have, there is no imported product today in Nigeria that is approved by SON through any form of code. None, not one. So anybody who says SON approved for an imported product is already an indication. In fact, when we see it, we don't test.
But are you insinuating that none of your staff can be corrupted?
No, I can't say that. This is Nigeria, and human beings can be corrupt.
So how do you handle that kind of situation?
About corruption?
If you find something like that, yeah.
If you find people, you sack them. We sack people on a daily basis. When we find cases, we sack.
Okay. Shaya Abiodun says, I bought my current Bull 6 from Respected Slot in Ikeja, but never enjoyed the phone because of the panel. I was given a year warranty on the phone, but nothing was done when he complained.
To whom?
To Slot.
To the dealer. if you complain to the dealer, sometimes they keep quiet. Let us know. I said we have.
Okay, they can actually get across to us.
Oh yes, we have helped people to replace their vehicles.
Because someone just mentioned vehicles here about how vehicles are brought into Nigeria. Most of them are substandard. Do you also go to the vehicle dealers and check out? That's why a lot of people prefer to patronize fairly used cars that are brought in from abroad, because they have more confidence in that than most of the dealers here in Nigeria.
No. The point is, Nigerians should learn to complain. Don't stay in your house and keep quiet. Try us. Try SON. Try and see how. I mean, if I was prepared, I would have shown you commendation letters. If anybody complains, you buy a generator and it doesn't work, you let us know. We call you, we tell you. When we make investigations, because sometimes the user may have misused the product. But if you misuse the product and there was no description or a manual for you, because I found out that some Asian people, they don't give you a manual that tells you exactly what to do. If there's no manual, even if you misuse it, it will force them to replace the product.
But if there's a warranty, why wouldn't they do anything about it? If somebody is importing a product.
Sometimes, what example did he give now? Telephone, yes. They will tell you that maybe the power failure or there was a surge and that's, led to burning some, they always find some way to wriggle out. But like I said, let people complain to us.
Okay, let's see here. Kayode says, there are two of them tied to vehicles.
Yeah.
Now, Kenneth Egbo says, lots of brand new cars, that's what Mark mentioned, are brought into Nigeria, very low quality compared to, SA, Europe, and the US. He says, Indians ripping us off. But Kayode says, what happened to the investigation on fake 200cc bikes brought into Lagos by some bike importers such as Lifan? He says, letters and complaints sent to SON over 6 months ago.
Lifan. I don't have record of that, but I can tell you if you complain to us. In fact, I will write on that. I will send official letter to channels to give you a response on that.
Okay, well, I've got another one from Obasu Paul, who says Kano is a depot of fake drugs and products. In fact, Sabongeri is one of the markets that you should visit.
I am actually in a position to make a comment, but it is better to direct that to the DG of NAFDAC. Yeah.
Okay, then I have another one here. A laptop. Okay, I think it should be about the same thing. But these companies that got this exclusive rights, for instance, HP, don't they do anything to ensure that their products are not just being bastardized?
Some of these companies appointed a few agents in Nigeria and allowed them to import the products, and there were no support. It's only recently that they are beginning to establish some support centers for their brands. And we also have advised them, if, for example, you have 6 people who are bringing the products into Nigeria, then you must have an office in Nigeria to take responsibility for any issues with your brand. Because I won't go to those 6 agents. Because if you go to A, say, no, I wasn't the one that sold it, it's the other one. So the brand owner must be, and that's why I talked about the product liability. Somebody must be responsible for every brand of product in the market.
What about this one? Chris says he bought roofing sheets from Jevo Industries outlet in Benin. But it seems as though, look, these things are fading out quick, and it's about 2.5 million worth that he bought.
They are what?
2.5 million naira worth.
No, you said
they're fading off.
Oh, the color?
Yeah.
The color is not actually my interest is in the thickness of aluminium or zinc and all that, not about the color.
So if one goes to buy those kind of products, what do you look out for standards?
The standard, there's a vernier scale which actually tells you use that. If you want to buy 0.30, 0.35, 0.4, the vernier actually takes a physical measurement. Within a few seconds, it tells you exactly. The problem also is the average Nigerian, maybe because of lack of awareness or we're always in a hurry, we don't. If you want to buy roofing for your house, I'm sure you want it to last for about 10 years. And if you want that to last, don't just ask. And then the other thing, the businessmen, the people who are middlemen between the sellers and maybe the guy who's building the house, they rip people off because he quotes for 0.5 and supplies 0.3. And you don't check. the consumer should ask more questions.
The
And when you
veneers,
ask questions, you must take action.
the veneer scale you talked about,
Yes.
does the consumer have that?
It may not have, but the people who sell should have. And you can use that to measure.
What is SON also doing to support local companies that are, you know, making products that are far better than what we import?
Let me say that I have come from that background, and I understand the challenges of being a manufacturer in Nigeria. What I can tell you is that if we remove bad products on the system, the void will be filled up by the Nigerian companies who are doing better products. So that in itself, and then the product registration, for example, is free for all products that are made in Nigeria. But if it's imported, you can pay from 5,000 to 50,000. So those are some of the kind of support that we give. And we work with industry. We work with industry to ensure that quality standards, because there are also some challenges with standards in Nigeria, with Nigerian-made products.
That's true. Well, Paul says the fake products, fake drugs are produced in his backyard in Kano, but you said you're going there. So I guess that'll be sorted out. How did they contact SON if people have got complaints?
Okay. What I'll do, because I don't have all the numbers offhand,
All right.
you know, but I have one of them which I can give. It's 070-898-45102. It's a number that is on all the time, and somebody is going to pick it.
That's 070-898.
070-898-45102. And
All right.
any of our state offices, we have state offices in 32 states of the Federation. And you can walk into any of them and make your complaints and all that.
All right, then. That's all. I'll have to let it go here. Thank you for coming
Thank
on. Joseph Odumodu is the Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria. Don't forget, you can complain about any substandard products, any complaint you have about anything you got from anywhere to SON. Don't forget to NCC. There's so many consumer groups out there. Just try and find them out. If they complain, you don't listen, they don't listen. Well, just get across, but don't just sit back and do nothing about it. You can actually do something.